Guys, so welcome back to the channel or about Sensational Butterfly Queen. Today is just one of those days, so I decided that I don't even have a topic because I can't wrap my mind around certain things. So today I'm just gonna talk about learning to let go and just let God be God. um the life that we're living is very, very, very fragile. We don't know when it's our turn to depart from this earth. We don't know when God is gonna call us home. And as much as people hurt our feelings, as much as people get under our skins, they try to get under our skin, we have to learn to forgive, forget. We have to learn how to forgive and to let go, not forget, because you really can't forget. When people do stuff to you, you can't forget. Um, the sting may lessen. God may take away the sting of the hurt. He may take away the sting of the pain that you experience, but you're not gonna forget because you are human beings, right? You still gonna remember, but when those memories come back to mind, you tell yourself, I've forgiven, and you forgive as much time as you need to in order for you to progress in this life. Because if you don't forgive, you're gonna hold on to that pain, and that pain is gonna become a seed in your heart, and that seed is gonna turn into bitterness, and bitterness over time poisons the body. And I don't want you to get into that feeling of being poisoned. So release the anger. As hard as it may be, you have to release the anger. It may take time, it may take months, sometimes it takes years for you to uproot all those icky feelings on the inside. But we are work in progress, right? Because once we are under all, God is still sanctifying us. He's still removing everything out of our lives that cause us pain, and even from our life that we cause others pain as well. So today I'm just asking you to release yourself from that barbed wire that we call bitterness. The enemy is so cunning. Like, let me tell you, the enemy, he knows us better than we know us ourselves. And because the enemy knows us better than we know ourselves, he is constantly putting things in our path to trip us up. He will try to get us to fall into that feeling of feeling offense. And because he wants that offense to fester in our heart, right? When offense festers, it becomes, over time, it turns into bitterness. And bitterness over time turns into anger. And the Bible tells us anger rested in the bosom of a fool. And you are not a fool, I'm not a fool. And we can see the enemy's schemes when we learn to rely on Christ, when we learn to release everything and cast our burdens onto God. We can see the schemes of the enemy. We can see when he is trying to lay a trap for us, so that way we can fall into the trap. And granted, there are times where we are not careful. There are times where we are not paying attention and we fall into those traps. Don't beat yourself up. You get up, you ask God for forgiveness, you forgive yourself, and if you have to ask others for forgiveness as well, you ask them for forgiveness, and you continue on this journey of life. What I don't want you to do is hold anything against anyone, no matter how much they try to poke at your weaknesses. Because remember, we spoke about when we, as people pleasers, we know we are now seeing our weaknesses for what it is. But others, they know our weaknesses because they have been using our weaknesses against us for years. And now that we are choosing to walk away from that little issue, of course, the enemy is going to come. He's not going to let you go just like that. He's not going to let you out of his grasp just like that. The enemy is always going to be doing what the enemy does. And that is trying to get us to fall for his tricks and his schemes. The Bible tells us the enemy roams around like a roaring lion. He is not a lion. He acts like a lion, and he comes and he portrays himself like a lion. And majority of the times, sad to say, we do get scared when the enemy comes at us in certain ways. But the Bible tells us that perfect love casts out all fears. If you remember how much we are loved, how much we are known and valued and adored by our great Creator, our Father in heaven, we are not going to be able to fall for the schemes of the enemy. And the Bible tells us to put on our helmet of salvation, put on our breastplate of righteousness, the belt of truth, because Jesus Christ is the truth, the way, and the life. We put on our belt of truth. We have to have our feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. The Bible tells us that we also to have the shield of faith, and we should have the sword of the Spirit. Once you have on the full armor of God, you're not going down. Yes, you may get hit now and then. Yes, you may fall to the ground. But the enemy will never ever be able to take us out once we are clothed, fully clothed in the armor of God. And the enemy is trying in this season to bring so much people to the ground because he knows that his time is short. The Bible tells us that the enemy knows that his time is short. And we as believers should also know that our time here on earth is limited, and that we should be doing everything we have to do for God, no matter how many times the enemy tries to trip us up, no many times the enemy tries to put his hand in our faces to start a fight. Stand your ground and stand your ground, and don't allow the enemy to pull you into a fight that is not your own. Do not allow the enemy to pull you into unnecessary fights. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty to the pulling down of strongholds, yes. But if you are not supposed to be in a fight, do not allow the enemy to pull you into a fight. I don't care what he do. I don't care what he say. I don't care how much buttons is pushed. Swallow your pride and let the Lord fight for you. Hold your peace and allow the Lord to fight for you. Don't be a fool and become angry and be explosive in your outbursts. Hold on to the peace of God that passeth all understanding. Hold on to that peace. That peace is what's going to take you through this very hard season. So many things is happening. So many unbelievable things is happening. And I'm determined to hold on to my peace. I'm determined to hold on to the peace of God. And I'm encouraging you to hold on to that peace as well. When as much as you may want to lash out, as much as you may want to take revenge, as much as you may want to give them a piece of your mind, your peace of mind is very, 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 very valuable. And don't give anybody a piece of your mind. Hold on to the mind that you have. Hold on to your mind. As a matter of fact, put your mind on Christ. That's what the Bible tells us. To set your mind on Christ and the things above. Don't set your mind on these earthly things, because these earthly things are fading away, and fading away very fast and very quickly. And as much as the enemy wants to entangle us, don't allow yourself to become entangled today. So my encouragement to you guys today is to be at peace within yourself and allow God to fight your battles. He is the best defender there is. It doesn't matter how much the enemy tries. It doesn't matter how much he tries. Let God be your peace and let God be your defender. Your only job is to work for the kingdom of God. Your only job is to do what God called you here on earth to do. So many times we pick up the battle from God. So many times we try to fight the battle in our strength because we are hurting on the inside. And if we are hurting on the inside, the others around us who is causing us harm, they should be hurting too. And so we pick up the battle and we try to fight the battle in our own strength. And when we do that, When we pick up our sword and try to fight the battle on our own, in our own volition, that is when we get ourselves into trouble and into chaos, and that is where and that's where sometimes we fall into so much regret, because the outcomes don't come the way how we wanted it to come. Sometimes things go way left. Sometimes they go horribly wrong. And so I'm telling you, don't pick up that sword and fight the battle for yourself. Allow God to walk in your life. Allow God to be your defender. Allow God to be your peace, and rest in God. Peace is important. Peace is important. Okay? Allow God. Allow God to be your battle axe, because it's not worth it, my friends. It's not worth it. So I know we talk about people pleasing, but today I just feel the need to just talk about releasing, let go, releasing and let go, and allowing God to be God in your life, no matter the situation. It's hard, and as human beings, we feel that hurt, we feel that pain. But Jesus already told us that He took our burdens. On the cross, He took our burdens. He took the sting out of sin. So while we may experience trials and tribulations on this earth, and they hurt, they pale in comparison to what Christ have already done for us. This is it. I will see you guys in next week videos. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. It might be another random video. But yeah.